Well, hey, Internet, it's Steve at Thousand Year Home. So I get asked occasionally, hey, how do you drill through or how do you make holes in the shipping container? So uh, there's videos I have already of it. So, but what I try to do is avoid it. I'm going to rotate. Simple holes, I use tungsten carbide drill bits and I drill through them and then I caulk it when I'm done so it doesn't leak. Obviously, I've done other videos where I've used sawzalls and I've used some other methods to cut the steel. But try to avoid cutting the steel at all cost. And, I mount things with clamps and whatnot. But here's a solution for people who don't want to cut the steel but want to run power. All right, this has been my little hero this week, these floor boxes. And if you watch my videos, I call it a library electrical cover because when I was a kid in the libraries, you would have one of these on the floor by all of the library stations and desk back in the old days. But these are pretty cool. So, and I got these from Amazon, polished brass. You can get them in different kinds of colors. Let me open that up. So, and it's a full click kit. I didn't use everything because I had stuff, but it has an outlet in it. And it even comes with the pigtails and the screws you would need, including the decorative screws that you'll need for the brass cover. It has a nice brass plate with rubber grommets in it. And there's little rubber grommets right there that would keep that covered. And so you'll see that it's, just a little plate in there. There's a rubber gasket. So you take and you trace that out onto your floor and you saw through your floor. Now, this is the plywood in my shipping container floor. They are designed to allow the heavy fork trucks to run over them. So that is 1-inch thick tropical plywood. All right, not a small thing. So what I did is I drilled out the corners. I traced this box. I traced that. Then I drilled the corners, and then I used a long sawzall, and I went ahead and sawzalled it. So you'll really see that the flooring in these things, it's designed to allow those 20,000-pound forklifts to go back and forth over the top of them. So they're well built, and there's I believe 18 inches, there's a steel cross beam. So if you drill that, then you don't have to punch the shell of your container at all. Therefore, you won't risk water egress. So, and these are really decorative. Now, I'm going to put tile in mine. So, this will sit perfectly in the tile. But in the meanwhile, let me go ahead and pull my temporary power up through. You can see this. I've done other videos of the temporary power one, so I won't talk about it. But these a little floor, and I didn't pay very much. I think I paid $20 a piece. Says they're from Hubble. I don't know where you're going to get them, but I got them from YouTube. Rayco floor box kit, polished brass. And there was black and bronze and other colors. In addition, it comes with a really nice knockout box. So, and look how deep that knockout box is, right? That's a 4-inch deep knockout box. It comes with, you could put in conduit there, but it also has press-in fittings where you could put, Romex wire on it as well. And then that, if you'll notice, has 4 screws that it would just mount just right into the box that you cut. And then with this on it, it'll drop down on there. And it's a complete unit. So it gives you quite a bit of distance for you. And that plywood, if you're going to use a jigsaw on that, get the longer blades because you see that's 1-inch thick. So this was the hero of the hour, and it is everything that you'd need. There's little instructions in it. But how nice would that look inside of your shipping container home? So if you forget an outlet somewhere and you need an outlet somewhere, that's a really easy way to do it. My shipping containers are up off the ground. If yours aren't, you'll still can cut it out, but you'd have to snake then the wire up through it with a fish tape, electrical fish tape to get that done. And I'll put up a video of me installing it, cut it out of some of the other videos so you can see it's not so easy, but it's not that hard, right? It's a lot easier than running outlet boxes on the walls like I did with conduit. But that's how I did it. And then ultimately, even though this is my temporary power, as I mentioned, it's just where my low voltage stuff is going to come up through. My low voltage, like Ethernet and security cables and outdoor cameras and things like that. So super handy, but you can obviously use it for electrical. It's designed for 110. So this is Steve at 1,000 Year Homes. I hope you enjoy that tip. That's how I handle drilling holes into my, specifically for electric, into my shipping container. I avoid it and I go underneath if I can. And even the conduit that I ran, I drilled through the sill plate, which is along the edge of the walls, is steel. So now you'll just get you. And then I used a reamer to ream them out big enough for the conduit to fit through. So that's it in a nutshell. I really like these power boxes. For them, get them if you need to put in an outlet box somewhere. It's not just a tiny home thing. This is a good idea, in regular homes as well. So you can see the boxes, even though this is round, the box itself is square. And eventually it'll have knockouts that I will use. But right now I'm not going to use the knockouts. I'm just going to simply trace around this and then go ahead and drill and cut. Whoa, there, you can't hardly see nothing at all. All right. Welcome to my world, everybody. This is the way it is. I like it right there. I want to miss, I could see that there's steel supports here, and here. I want to miss those. I want this to be accessible when I put down a desk. So if I put down a desk, I'm expecting the legs to be there. All right, and there I got it traced out. And then I'll drill the 4 corners and use a jigsaw. I really don't mind y'all seeing that this is indeed, I could see a little better than you can on the video, but if you're going to live off grid, you're going to have these kind of challenges. It's a darker world, a quieter world, very still and calm, which I really like. But you got to be more accommodating of the cold than you've been in the past. And you'll have to be more willing to be a flex, to work in the dark. And these are definitely really thick. You could drive fork trucks on them, and they're probably Asian, some kind of an Asian plywood that's tropical. So, water resistant is what it would be. And these kind of extension cords that are the 3 gauge, they're super expensive. So expect to shell out some good money for them. But if you're doing construction, that'll run an air conditioning unit, it'll run a heater. So definitely spend a little bit of money on those. Oh, getting the cart before the horse. So eventually, I'm not going to put that in or put screws in it, because eventually I'll have stone that will come in. That'll be about 1 inch thick. So I'm going to leave it just like that. But let's go ahead and put this extension cord down through there. And I've got 50 foot because there's 20 feet between each one of my connexes, and I might need to chase this around a little bit. Eventually I'll use this as a field extension cord for construction, or, you know, a 110 welder or something like that. But right now I'm just trying to get it set up so I can move my computer and my router tomorrow.